Hi there, happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining me tonight for another craft night with friends. We're working on the Splendid Sampler 2. We got our Gran's, Gran's Legacy block done last night, the embroidery of it, and we're going to finish it tonight by finishing up the piecing for it. So we finished the embroidery. That took a while, but now we are getting there. I think we will also probably start another block tonight, so we'll pick one out and see what we got in store. So awesome. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners, and I'm here every weeknight, Monday through Friday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and it's a time that we can relax and craft together. So again, working on the Splendid Sampler 2 quilt along. Lots of different types of blocks in this. This is a pieced and embroidered block, and I'm thinking we'll pretty easily be able to finish it up tonight. That's the plan. All right, you guys, here we are. I got the pattern right here. So this is the Gran's Legacy block by Nikki Tervo. So here we are, and we have that little pieced border around the outside to do yet. So let's read about that. So we need two different print strips that are 1 inch by 5.5, and two different strips that are 1 inch by 6.5. So that is the plan. So let's pick those out. So the 1 inch by 5.5 strips to the top and bottom. And then, so the 6.5. Easy peasy, let's do it. All right, so here is our block. I'm going to use that Stripology ruler again. That worked really nice last night. So I've been just basically choosing from, I think, these creams. Let's just pick whatever cream and yellow that comes out first here. So I kind of have these grabbed. I'm doing all kind of tans and creams for this quilt. We've been calling it the blonde quilt. And then every once in a while I have a pop of color. And in this case, this is quite the pop of color, I think. So why don't we do these two kind of tan ones, and then we can do this slightly more gold, and this is kind of like a little pinky maybe. I think this is fine. I don't see any reason to spend too much time choosing these borders. I think whatever we pick will be just fine. So I think there we go. All right, so I'll probably press them first, and then we'll use that Stripology ruler to cut it. I looked at rulers today on Amazon. I'm just not happy with I think they're just like Fiskars rulers that I have. Oops, I want the ironing mat. So I don't know. I know a lot of you mentioned that you like, what is that? The Creative Grids rulers. And I had mentioned that I like the Omni Grid. Those are two different brands of rulers. And I was kind of checking them both out today, and I guess I'm kind of curious why you're liking the Creative Grids. Because I still, just from looking at them, I still think I like the Omni Grid better. But if there was a certain reason why, then I kind of want to know. I think maybe I'll try pressing these all at once. That'd be kind of nice just to do it all at the same time. So I just don't need much from any of these, but I don't know, we'll just pick kind of a spot here to press. Can you guys hear me? Let's see. I don't know, this is maybe sounding a little bit weird tonight. Oh, okay, so you can hear me. Okay, Carol says they grip the fabric and you don't have to put the gripper things on. So, do they though? Like, do they really grip well? That's I guess my question. Yours are mostly Omni Grid and you really like them. Like, I like the Omni Grid so far. So what is it that makes those other ones grip so well? Because I've kind of seen, I mean, like these ones, I mean, they have like this little kind of, I don't know, scratchy bit at the bottom, but does that really hold anything? I don't know, I don't know if that really does much. Oh, creative grids have round grips on the back and are easier to see the cutting line. Okay. Creative grips, Quilter Select, both have non-slip. Okay, so it's the non-slip of it all. I have them both and find them comparable. Okay, that's Lisa mentioned that. Mary says, I really like my OmniGrid rulers. I think it's just about whatever makes the most sense to your brain. Yeah, the part when I was comparing them, I'm like, there's got to be something to these not OmniGrid, the creative grid rulers that have everyone talking about them. Because like when I was just looking at them, I'm like, man, these numbers are so big and they're covering up my lines a little bit. Like I don't know. I wasn't sure what the whole deal was about. I have them both. Okay, so it's just that rubber or that maybe I'll get like a couple. Maybe I'll like mix and match. But I think I'm gonna do it because I've complained about the ones that I have too much to not do anything about it. That just drives me crazy. I can't be complaining about something and not do it, like not act on it. So it's time. All right, I think, is this 5 inches even? 5.5 inches. If it is, then we'll use this one for a 5.5 inch one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, this is actually 6.5. We could use this for one of the 6.5 pieces. Let's do that. Let's do the 2 more colorful pieces for the 6.5, and then these 2 tan ones can be the 5.5. Let's do that. So I'm gonna not even look at my mat here. Let's use this this is the Stripology. Oh, so this is a Creative Grids thing. So, oh wait, Creative Grids. That's something different. OmniGrid. No, Creative Grids. That's what it is, right? So this is one of those. I don't know. These little rubber things. Okay, we're gonna try this tonight. And I'm gonna see how I feel about it. I'm gonna only cut with this thing tonight. This thing's cool. I do have to say, like these little where you have like the slits built into them. That's pretty cool. This is my mom's. I'm sort of long-term borrowing it, I suppose, just to kind of test it out. Or I'm just kind of cleaning up the edge here. Okay, so now this is our 1 inch. Let's double check. I believe it was 1 inch. Yeah, okay, 1 inch by 6.5 inches. Man, that means this is just going to be a 1/2 inch once it's in the quilt. So, okay, I have to line it up. Okay, this is the first line, this first dotted line. I'm trying to learn how to use this. So this is like 0 is right here. Okay, so I'm lining that up. You're gifted one and there's no comparison. Okay, I gotta read some of these. The Creative Grids. Oh, they make this. Okay, so Creative Grids make the Stripology rulers. So they're making these ones. Okay. I was gifted one. Quilter Select the. Okay, so you're gifted one of these, and there's no comparison in quality. On the non-skid back is the bomb. Okay, Stripology rulers are made by Creative Grids. I love the Stripology ruler, the mini for squaring up. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Okay, good to know. I thought the ones that grip were the Omni Grip. So the Omni Grid rulers, their naming is weird. So they do have an Omni. They like changed their name for the type of. I don't think it's a great idea, but like as a brand thing. But like so, Omni Grip. I think they do have ones that actually grip. But then they have Omni Grid, and those have a little bit more of a grid on them. And then I think there's an Omni something else too. So they kind of changed the name of it. Okay, so this has to be an inch. This is so confusing though. I guess I haven't used. Maybe I have to go on this 0. Yeah, so here's a 0 and a 1 inch. So do I have to line on that? It's a pretty big line. Pretty fat line to be using to align. But I guess, so All right, so we just go 1 inch here. All right. You know what? I'm just realizing I could have cut all these at once, but I guess I'm not doing that. All right, so there's 1 inch. Let's just cross cut it to the 6.5 inch right away. It's just so funny that I didn't stack any of these. Okay, so there the grippers were moving my fabric on me. Okay, so I'm gonna, well, here's the nice thing about this stripology ruler. Like I can trim the edge here and at the same time cut my 6.5 inch piece like that. So that's pretty cool. I do like that. That's fancy. All right, so there's one 6.5 by 1 inch. I guess let's do the other one. All right, so I do like the Omni grid lines, like a lot. They're itty bitty dots and itty bitty lines, so I feel like I can see the edge of everything still, which I think is great. I think I'm just going to cut 1 inch off of here and we'll have some scrap. But this is too long. We'll just go however long this ruler can handle. Oh, why did I could have just trimmed it and done the 1 inch at the same time earlier. See, I got a lot to learn about these things. Ooh, okay, now that didn't work. All right, let me move over here. Kind of bubbled up on me a little bit. All right, that's okay. That's 1 inch. Let's just cross cut this to the 6.5. Ugh, I'm being super awkward with this, but whatever. All right, so I'm aligning it with a line on there. All right, let's get rid of that selvage. And then the 6.5 inch line. Well, that's clever though, this, with the slits in there. Okay, and now I need 2 1 inch by 5.5, and let's just do that at the same time. I don't know why I didn't do that before. We'll go in this little chunk and this little bit here, I suppose. I think that's got to go on the bottom. Yeah, I have a bunch of Amazon tabs open for these rulers. I was looking at them today, and I think it's time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. Okay, this will be just right. Oh, but I should go on the 1 inch, or I should go on the 0 part. So I can just cut the 1 inch right away. I mean, I guess it's not moving a lot. I shouldn't have done that just then. But I don't know, those true grips are pretty awesome for gripping yet, but I mean, I guess this isn't horrible. And it's completely flat against the fabric, which is nice. All right, maybe I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do like a combo purchase. I'll get like, here are the ones that I want. I want a 6 inch by 24 inch. I want to replace the ones that I hate. So that's the 6 inch by 24 inch. And then also, I think I have a 3 inch by 18 inch. That's just kind of handy. But I also hate it currently. Just the lines are just... The lines are too fat. It's hard to see where I'm going. I just am not a huge fan. Okay, so I want those two, and then I want a like 12.5 inch square, because I don't have a good square. My square one is actually really bad. I really don't like that one. Okay, 5.5 inches. There. I think that's that. Yep, so that might be my little birthday purchase. I think will be some a smattering of new rulers, and I mean they're not cheap, any of them. OmniGrid seems like half the price of the what are the other ones? The Omni or the gosh, I can't even remember. Creative grids. so that's a thing. Although the Omni Grip ones that I think have some of this grippy stuff on, those are a little bit more expensive, but still cheaper than the Creative Grid. So I don't know, maybe I'll get like one of each and then we'll just kind of see. But alright, so here's kind of what we got going on here. We have to sew these two on first, and then when we're done we will sew those on. They're pressed towards the border piece. So alright, let's get to the sewing machine. Oh, that's a good idea. Gretchen says, did you check Joann's? They always have great coupons. Yeah, you know, that's not a bad idea. Although, whenever I'm there, they don't have the size I want of rulers. They only just have, like, all these weird specialty things. And that's how I got into trouble in the first place. I got oh, let's start with one of these. I was looking for, like, a square ruler, and all they had was, like, this special one to make pineapples or something. Where is the bobbin thread? That seems a little odd. What is going on here? Huh. Do we have any bobbin thread? We just changed it, but this one didn't have much on. Oh man, what the heck? Oh yeah, I guess we did run out, but I thought I switched that. I guess not. So we might be making some bobbins before we get going on this. Hold on. Do I have one more sneaking in here? Ugh, no, that one's empty too. What about this one? Ah, got one. All right, so we got one more, but all these three are gonna hang out here because we are gonna thread those puppies soon here. Wind those. Good, I'm glad I had an extra here. I suppose that's right. We ran out of bobbin that, but I thought I switched that, but I guess not. Getting it now. There we are. Woo! Drop this guy. Okay. Let's get at it now. Oops. There, now we're cooking. I just really like the lines on my OmniGrid ruler, so... But I see the value in the grippies for sure. Alright, let's get some more leaders out here tonight. We'll be using a pile more of those. We'll have to cut more soon. Ooh, you guys, we are going to have some new stilettos in the shop very soon. We are prepping for big shop restock coming up here. All right, I'm going to do this other side while I'm at it. Then we'll press this. Let's make sure that iron's heated up. You can add grippies to any ruler. So that's the thing, Kimberly. I have those True Grip stickers that I just really like. I mean, it does add like a little bit of height, where I guess these Creative Grids don't add that extra like wobbly height. But I do think the True Grip stickers work really, really, really well. Ugh, I did not sew this well. I'm going to try and stretch it a little. So I do have those, so yeah, I don't know. I'm not totally convinced on those creative grid rulers not like shimmy shammying around, but we'll see. Maybe I'll get the 12, well, I have to see what's available, but maybe I'll get the 12.5-inch ruler with the, I'll get that as the Creative Grids ruler with the grips on the bottom. And then maybe my two rulers, that other rulers that I want to get, that 3-inch by 18-inch, maybe I'll get that one just plain, like an Omni Grid one, and then maybe I'll try the Omni Grip one for the 6 by 24-inch. I don't know. I don't know if any of this is available, but we'll see. Oh, kits. So Gretchen, there'll be more kits, more stiletto kits coming up here soon. Is there a rule about sashing and borders? Like a rule about what? Add sides, then top? Oh, well, theoretically, when you're doing sashing, for example, you probably do it on a couple sides and then like one long strip to go across the whole quilt. That long strip, you probably want the shortest possible distance you can, just to like, so you're not sewing like one really long strip. So theoretically, I suppose you do the left and right, like assuming that you have a quilt that's taller than wide. If it's not square, then it'll be typically taller than wide. So if you put the two sashing strips on the side and then the one long one that goes across the blocks, that long strip will be shorter if you go the width than if you've gone the height. So I guess that might be a way of thinking about it. Love the pop sockets on my rulers. I don't think I'd be able to go back to not using them. Oh, interesting. Yeah, there's so many little tricks and stuff. Yeah, but I've heard like these Creative Grid rulers talked about a lot, and I'm like, man, I should check them out. All right, let's get these two guys on. This is just a nice little frame for this. I like it. It's just enough. But this is it, though, for this block. We are going to be finished after this, so it'll be time to pick out another block. I've been kind of just going down the list, so we'll see what's next on the list, I suppose. I kind of like these little colorful ones on the sides. This one looks like a batik, but it's not quite, whereas this one actually is a batik fabric. This one's just printed to look like one. Ooh, my seam allowance folded over funny. There we go. Ooh, my foot pedal's so squeaky. So that's something I haven't taken a look yet on this machine. I haven't like oiled or taken apart and dusted or anything the foot pedal. And I suspect that is something I should probably do. You don't want dust and a lot of stuff going in your foot pedal. And that's got to be the dustiest place, I would think, or one of them. All right, let's press this. So I haven't been throwing the finished ones into this bin anymore. Look, we've hardly any else. I'm gonna have to cut more. I have this other cute little container here that I've been throwing all the finished ones in. So we got a whole bunch here to work on soon. But isn't this just like so pretty? I love this basket here. All right, last little part here. Kimberly says, I love the teacup. Yeah, this one's looking pretty cute. I'm kind of pressing right on top of it, but oh well. I think we're fine still. Oh, it's so sweet. I love that we did it all the one color. I think that looks really nice. Cute little edge. And these are just going to get even thinner once we sew it into the rest of the quilt. Cute! All right, you guys, let's add this to the finished pile. So I think this is 6. We have 6 finished ones at this point. Let's count them up again. So 1, gosh, they're going to look so cute next to each other. 1, 2, 3. There's another teacup. I think those should go right next to each other. I think that'd be silly. I forgot now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have 6 waiting. So that means we have enough to make a group of 4. But I figured, I'm kind of in the mode of like, let's get as many of these blocks done as we can. I'm thinking let's make at least 2 more, because then we can do 2 groups of these, and that'd be kind of nice. It'd be even better to get like 6 more done, because then we'd have 4 or 3 groups that we could do, and we could quilt them all at once. That might be kind of nice. I think that's sort of what we did last time. All right, back to the book. Ooh, and that means we can cross out another one. I don't have my highlighter near me, but I will highlight it. So we just finished Gran's Legacy right there. Okay, so the next one I have on the list here, I've been just kind of going down the list. The reason Gran's Legacy was not, like, the next one on the list is because it was just embroidery. It was something easy I could do at my parents' house. Oh, Marie says, I love the creative grids and found them a little less expensive on Amazon. Oh, that's good to know. Oh, Lenore says, check Joann's online. Oh, okay, that's a good point. Yeah, I'll have to shop around. Okay. First aid, which is on page 7. Ooh, that's like right up front here. All right, well, we haven't done this one. Do you wanna, might as well, right? I'm curious I want to know what like the next couple are. So that's first aid, and then figure 8 is the next one on the list. Oh man, we're only 4 from finishing column 1. That'd be pretty rad. Okay, so first aid and figure 8 is on page 103. That's the next. Oh, I don't need this guy here anymore. That's on 103. Oh, I've definitely not done that one yet. Are those applique on there? Yep, that's applique. Oh, interesting. So these are like triangles, and then we're just putting a little applique shape on top of it. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Jane Davidson did both of these, so that's kind of funny. So she's one of the authors of the book, Jane Davidson, and Pat Sloan, right here, is the other author. They got together all these designers to do the rest of it, but the two of them have several in the book. So first aid and the next one after it, figure 8, are both by Jane Davidson. So all right, let's just get going on that. I think why not? Let's just keep cracking it off the list here. Okay, one red print square. Oh, cut down to things. So all right, so we have 4 colors here to pick out, and we are chopping things down. So all right, I think we can get a start on this cutting. It's just like a cutting day, I suppose. Let's use our little grid ruler, the Stripology ruler, some more. So let's just see, are there any things that are similar? And it looks like there's a lot similar. So these are 1.5 inch squares. These are 1.5 inch squares. Okay, we got some 1 and 4. So these are all the same sizes, so those we can double up. And these have some similar sizes. All right, so a few things we can layer while we cut. Oh no, these aren't. Oh yeah, so a few things we can layer. That's good. That'll make it go a little faster. All right, let's pick 4 colors. Let me grab... Oh, here's the ruler that I want to replace. So this is just... This was meant to make like this block, so it's only designed to make that block, but I don't have any like 1/2 inch marks. Like it's and the lines are so thick that it's hard to line up other things. That's why I like the Omni Grid. Let me just show you. So this is like an Omni Grid ruler. It has all of these tiny little dots that I can use to line things up, and the lines are just thinner. The numbers don't like cut over everything, so that's why I've been liking the Omni Grid ones, but I'm open to trying out those creative grid ones as well, and maybe even the Omni Grip ones. So these are the Omni Grid. They also have Omni Grip, and I think they have something else too, like Omni Strip or something. I don't know. I think they have a few that have the little strips in now too. I don't know. But they kind of change their name with each thing. But this is the one that I just don't like at all. So I'm looking to replace 3 rulers with something that I actually like. I'm sick of whining about it. I'm sure you guys are sick of me whining about it. All right, we need 4 colors. And again, I've been using... Ooh, it's time to reorganize this again. I'm kind of just using... I don't want to use the bright colors, so I'm going to set those aside. Oh, and we also need to use white. So when there's something that feels like a background, I've been using white. That's one of my kind of rules for this quilt for myself. So I'm going to just call it. This background here, we're going to make white. So let's get some... That's not going to be enough. I don't know, do you think we can scrounge enough out of this? Let's just pull it out here. Let's get a fresh piece of white. Okay, and then we need 3 other colors. So we have a pretty bold color in front. So out of our little bits, what's kind of bold? I would say this yellow is a little bold. It's kind of fun. We haven't used this in a while, and there's probably just enough for this middle. Let's kind of hang on to that. That looks pretty with the white. Okay, and then 2 other ones. We could go like all yellows on this one if we wanted to. Yellows and oranges. I don't know, I don't think that's enough like contrast though. If I really want this to pop, then we should go like paler colors, I think. What about this one? Oh, here's a little bit of white that we've cut up. Let's use that one instead of our fresh one. What if we go yellow and then these fun little animal guys? Haven't used some of these in ages. Look, we have barely any left of some of these. I don't know, they all kind of blend together. Oh, that kind of pops off a little bit. There, how about like that? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think like that. Let's do that. I think that'll work. Quick decisions. I'm trying to stick to just my pale colors. I know I have some really fun bright colors that I'm not using. I am with all my might holding off from using them because I am like attracted to using the bright colors with things too. But I am trying to think about this quilt as a whole a little bit, and I want to do these pale kind of colors overall with the quilt. So I'm really holding back on the bright colors except for like every 5 blocks or so. So for some of these, I gotta keep subdued. So I think we're gonna go middle, then row 2, row 3, and then the outside will be this white. So, okay, let's do it. I think that's fine. These are all little pieces. I think I'm going to go ahead and press all these. Just to get started, get prepped. I just keep throwing them back in the bin. Look at all the funny shapes out of these. Oh, I guess it is kind of the first aid quilt. I don't think I have any red in this quilt. So, nope, it's going to be a yellow one. It's not going to be a blatantly first aid quilt, I guess. I already kind of feel like with the pops of color that I am using in the quilt that it's kind of taking over the quilt a little bit. So, I don't know. I think it's time to lay out the quilt again and just see what we got going on and kind of assess where we want to go with the rest of it. Oh, look at all the crazy edges on this. This is the one thing about these sampler sort of quilts. You always end up with crazy pieces of fabric. You can't just stack a whole pile of fabric and cut very easily. Alright, well, maybe we can cut from some of these little ends here. I think we've been doing quite a bit of fussy cutting with this fabric as well. Alright, and then we have these weird little white pieces as well. Oops, got a little crease in that one. A lot of white in this funny little chunk here. Plenty for what we need, I'm thinking. Alright, let's switch to cutting mode and we will take a look at all these measurements. And I'm hoping we can at least get this cutting done. Kimberly says, what about a shade of green? I am not doing, like, I just am not doing any colors. It's just, I'm just sticking to my yellows and creams for this one. Okay, so the red print, which is now going to be our yellow. I think some of this matches up with the next bit. Okay, 4 squares, 2 red. Okay, so let's see. The green print, which is this one. So I think we can cut a few things at once here. Oh, look at how crazy this is. So with this one, we need some 1-inch, like 4 1-inch by 1-inch squares. Is this even 4 inches here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Just perfect. So if we do this one, cut off there, and this one we need 2 1.5-inch by 1-inch bits. So that's 3 inches worth. There, I think we can just go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like right here is that 4-inch mark. This just needs to be 3 inches. So, all right, I think I can cut 1-inch strip out of these and probably get what we need as far as that goes. Oh, this has kind of a lot of rectangles. So, all right, well, first things first, let's just get to it. This way, I suspect I might be missing out on some of the tips to using this particular ruler, but we're going to do our best. Okay, so 1 inch. Okay, we'll just start there, but I think I'm going to want these lined up still. I'm just going to kind of leave it like this. This is a decent scrap yet. I think we'll keep that. We'll just leave them out. And then these now we can separate them. So this one, geez, these are so small. I need 4 1-inch squares out of this. Look how small it is. We're going to be cutting some teeny tiny pieces. All right, it's a little hard to line up with these big bold lines here, but I guess I kind of get why they're there for like cutting squares later. 1. Ooh, I'm gonna go this way, which feels super awkward, but that's where the numbers are that I'm following. Okay. This is so much faster than me using other rulers, though, I do have to say that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 tiny baby squares. I'm gonna sneeze and these are gonna fly away on me. Just go right there. Okay, then with this one, they needed to be 1.5 inches. This one is 1.5, those ones are 1 inch. So, but they were both 1 inch wide, so I could cut the 1 inch together, just not the the cross cut. Okay, so 0, 1.5. Ooh, this is kind of fun. And 3. Ooh, fun! These rulers are fun! Okay, I'm going to use this stripology ruler a whole lot more, I think. All right, that's a cute little piece. Keep you. All right, so we got 2 tiny freaking pieces again here. These are so small. It's so deceiving. Like, this block doesn't seem like it has a zillion small pieces, but these are pretty dang small. Okay, now I need more with both of these. I need... this top one, I need 1.5 by 2.5 inch thing, but this one I need 4, so I'm going to have to cut quite a bit more from there. 1.5 inch by 2 inches. Is this 1.5 inch? I wonder. Not really. So I think it might be better for me to cut this way. So I'm going to cut these separate just because this needs a lot more, and we're dealing with these oddball pieces that are just goofy. All right, so let's do the 0 inch and 1.5. Okay, so this is extra. And then we need a 2.5 out of here. So that's what we need right there. So I'll add that to my stack. Now this is where we need 4 1.5 by 2.5 inch pieces. So if we cut a 2.5 inch wide piece, that'd be 4, 5, 6 inches. Or we could do a 1.5 inch and do 2.5 inch cross cut, so that would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 inches. So that's a little long for my ruler here. Ugh, so let's, yeah, I can't even get it that way. So I'm just gonna do it that way though, because I have a decent, nice piece here. Then we can trim off all these little weird babies here. So this is that other ruler that I just want to replace. I like the size. So this is 6 inches by 24 inches. So I use this size a lot. This is like probably my main ruler. But again, like there's not enough cross lines. It doesn't have like all those little dots that I like the Omni Grid things. I feel like these lines are so fat that I can't see where I'm lining up the edges. So I don't know. I got issues with this ruler for sure. So I'm gonna just cut my 1.5 inch piece here, and then I'll use the Stripology ruler again to do the cross cutting. And I just always feel like I'm mismeasuring, like, I don't know, something's off with it. I don't like it. Just double checking. Yeah, 1.5 by 2.5. This is at least 10 inches, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So we're fine. We'll cross cut all this. Okay, so we are actually done with that fabric. Let's turn you. All right, now we'll get this guy out again. So we need 4 2.5 inch bits now. Get near that 0. Yeah, I'm definitely missing some of the measurement lines on here. It's a lot to learn about these rulers is what I'm thinking. Okay, so 2.5 and 5. All right, so let's grab those and we'll scooch over. They make really big ones of these too, but this is nice in my small little space. I think my mom maybe actually has the bigger one, and that's why I could snooker the smaller one for a little while. Okay, so I know that's still square, so I'm going to kind of line that up. Like, I like these super thin white lines, but the white is a little hard for me to see right now. And the thick lines are hard for me to see the 0. I don't know, it's always something. 2, 5. All right, those are the 4 pieces we need. There we go. All right, 2 cuts are done. What else do we need? So let's do, so now these have similar, oh, they're completely the same. So they each get 4, oh no, they are a little, oh no, they're the same. Oh, weird, it's written, the pattern's written goofy though. Okay, so 4 1 by 4.5. Yeah, this also has 4 1 by 4.5, and then this has 4 1.5 inch squares, and this one has 4 1.5 inch squares. Okay, so we could let's start. What do we? Are these even close to sizes? We could cross cut. So 1.5 inch squares. Or is this 4.5 inches? That'd be swell. No, it's not. So that's not going to work that direction. What about this? 1, 2, 3, 4. It is just barely. Okay, so we could get the 4.5 inch by 1 inch pieces. So we're not going to get that from this one. That's definitely not 4.5. Let's just cut them separately. I want to use this one because it's already got the 4.5 built in. So let's cut our 4.5 inch, or like our 1 inch strips, and then we'll lay them next to each other and do the 4 inch. Actually, I can just rotate this whole thing without moving it, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So 4 1 inch by 4.5. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is super dang slick, I gotta tell ya. Just being able to cut these without moving them like one by one, this is speedy. I think we might be using this little tool a bit more often. All right, I'm going to actually leave those there, except for this last piece. Let's get rid of him. And now I need to cut this to 4.5 inches. And it's just at that point, but it needs a nice clean edge here. So let's, I want a line. I kind of don't have any, there's a thin line. These thin lines are so necessary, and they're not in all the places I want them. Okay, 4.5. Ugh, okay, we're right on that line. So I gotta go like right exactly where I'm at. We're barely cutting anything off on this side and barely cutting anything off on the other side, but it'll be just enough. I think I'm cutting into the ruler a little bit too, which is, doesn't seem right. All right. First little part. Oh gosh, these are all their own little bits. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds like someone's doing fireworks outside here. Okay, let's do the other part of this white. 4 1.5 inch squares. So 1.5 would end up being 4, 5, 6 inches. Is there any like little 6-inch area here? Not really, but this is around 3 inches. So we could do 2. I'm going to cut 2 lines here, and then we'll cross cut it. Okay. How big are these? 1.5. So 1.5 and 3. Okay. Done with that fabric. It's a cutting day, but that means tomorrow is going to be a sewing day, and that's the best. So that'll be fun. Okay. Now I need 4. So 4 1.5 inch squares. All right. Okay, 1.5 and 3. There. Kind of glad I have the glove on though, because your hands want to get in the way there. All right, 4 little squares. So our white pieces are done. So all that's left is this piece, and we're making the same pieces out of it. It's just it started out as a different size, so it's a little awkward. So, all right, I'm going to do what I just did, the 4 1.5 inch squares, and then we'll do those 4.5 inch ones. Don't like that I can't see the edges through these big fat lines very well. Okay. That was my main stickler with the rulers I don't like. Although I like everything else about this. Okay, a little salvage pieces can go away, and we have our 4 1.5 pieces of that, and then we just need the 4 1-inch by 4.5. So this was not 4.5 inch wide, so we're gonna have to get it this way. I guess maybe we use the big ruler again. Did we cut this straight line? No, that was there before, so I'm gonna just straighten that again. So 4.5, that's 9 inches for 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we're gonna have a big little, like a little square left over here. That's fine. Just clean that up. 4.5 to 9. So I could just cross cut this to 9 right away. I'm just gonna cut my 1-inch pieces out of it, I think. Nah, I changed my mind. We're gonna cut 9. Then we'll cut 2 chunks out of this, 2 1-inch strips, and we'll cut it in half, and then we'll have our 4.5. There we go. Then I have like a more solid chunk out of there. And I think we now fit in the ruler. We do not fit in the ruler. We do if we go this way. Let's cut our 4-inch piece first. 4.5 inch. Oh, except for I don't need that much either. I'm just gonna cut it with this ruler. 1 inch and 1 inch. Yeah, that stripology ruler, like I don't have to move anything. We can just cut right away. Pretty nifty. There, now I have this chunk I can use yet too. All right, we just gotta cut these guys in half and we're done. Let's just stack them, I suppose. All right, 4.5. There. All right, those are all of our pieces. All right, let's I want to lay this out and see. I mean, it's going to be a little difficult to lay out because of all the seams adding thickness to it, but kind of want to just get a sense of it here. So this piece is here. Then these guys go here. Let's just kind of overlap them a little bit. Ugh, that's what these little babies are for. They go right in the corners here. Go here, guess all around it. We got these weird elephants in there. And these go in the corner there. Oh, it's coming together. It's gonna be cute. Subtle. I kind of like that. All right, then these guys go on the sides. There's actually kind of a lot of sewing in this, so we're going to be doing a whole pile of sewing tomorrow. These little strips go in the same spot as the last. Wow, yeah, there's just layers upon layers of things here, aren't there? And then these little guys go in the corner. So there we are. I think that's making sense. I'll get a little bit lower so you guys can see it a bit better. Alright, but that's looking pretty nice. So here again is the one from the book here. Let's just scooch this all down. Whoosh. So just a nice, real subtle version of it. I've been really kind of liking these little subtle things here. So I like it. It's a subtle little cross in there for sure. But yeah, all right. So we got a whole pile of little baby pieces to sew together tomorrow. Man, I'm not even sure we'll get all this done tomorrow because this is a lot of sewing. We'll get as far as we can though. Cutting it though is like a huge part of the process. Now we're just good to go. We can just stay at the sewing machine and we got a fresh bobbin, so we are good. All right, you guys, thanks again for joining me. I'm just really liking the cranking through these blocks a little bit here. I just want to finish all these blocks. That would be amazing because we're kind of well on our way to quilting, having this quilt done because we're quilting it as we go. So I think this is going to feel real done real quick as we get these blocks done. So, awesome! I appreciate you coming on again tonight. I hope you go check out Penguin and Fish, see if there's any embroidery kits there that you like. We are stitching next week the Feeling Good pattern, and after that we will be stitching the raccoon sampler. So that's a free pattern that we also have a kit available. I'm really excited for that. So the last week of the month we'll be doing that raccoon sampler. So go check that out as well. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a great evening. Good night.